Welcome, you have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Power Book 2 Ghosts, Season 3, Episode 3. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, let's get into it. So this episode was an episode to move the story forward. It was okay. Got some critiques, but we'll get into that. But nevertheless, you had this episode starting off where it looks like the gang is there moving the product. Tariq still doesn't have a car. Effie's moving her product to the other Ivy schools. Kane got his product moving, and Braden and Tariq got their product moving in Wall Street. Now it shows Lorenzo getting beat up, and then it shows Kane standing over top of Lorenzo, pretty much saying you got off lightly. Now they didn't diminish Lorenzo's character. He was better, or felt more of a threat when he was in jail. Since he'd been out, his character just went all the way south. And like we always been saying, it's just he's on a clock, just like Uncle Jerome was for Snowfall. He's on a clock, countdown till he gets annihilated. Kane is power drunk, especially over his dad. So we know that's going to bite Kane in the end. So you have from there, and you had a couple different pieces is all moving at the same time. So Obi meets up with the gang, tells them pretty much, I need $1 million worth of product move. This would make it dead. And so they're like, how we gonna move all this product? We don't have the full, we're moving as much as we can. Now keep in mind, their ages anywhere between 20 to 23, somewhere in that range, and they're moving all this product. And so they all coming up ways that they go about it. So you got Kane and Drew. Drew his focus is still on Everett, but you got Kane and Drew, who Kane's plan is pretty much to take out the Costellos in Brooklyn. Remember, Evelyn came over the house, said that her sons were doing good business in Brooklyn, and it's been paying off. So there came thought was, hey, let's just go in there and just kill the Costellos and take their territory. Meanwhile, they're at the table thinking about all this, and Lorenzo is just playing it back. They're wondering why Lorenzo ain't taking charge, saying nothing. So Drew comes up with a plan. How about we just kill their connect? If we kill their connect, then they had no choice but to come to us. So they would say, well, if we do it, it's going to cause a backlash on us. So King has the idea, let's get Braden. I'm going to get Braden to do it, because he thinks Braden's a killer. Braden's a killer. He thinks Braden killed Lauren, so he thinks like, well, it's nothing to kill or whatever for him. We all know that Braden didn't kill yet. So from there you had RSJ steps in. So you had Braden's uncle Lucas has Tariq and Braden at this conference, basically saying that they're they're in training, they're interns, and RSJ got a big company. He gives a speech, told Lucas pretty much we'll set something up when I come to New York. Tariq asked him pretty much like, after he walked off, hey, I liked your speech. Asked him pretty much about his speech, and Tariq, showing that he's a bright kid, and he pretty much will take information when he can. So he asked Tariq, like, you know why Lucas really brought you here? Tariq said, yeah, so I could appease to you that he's actually dealing with minorities. So uh, RSJ pretty much said, I like that, and don't make sure you use them just as much as they use you. Now, RSJ is played by the actor that played in the hit show from HBO, The Wire, played as Chris. So it's good to see him finally. He probably been doing other things. Yeah, he did play in what was that other movie I seen? But nevertheless, uh, he's here playing as RSJ. Now, you had that going on. So there's also was a moment where Kiki was walking with uh, Lucas, telling him what she didn't want to do, and he pretty much blew her off. But that's all she was in the scene. So Tariq comes up with a plan that we can sell the product in coffee mugs, and the product got a little latch underneath the product, the coffee mugs, and the product being there. So Braden comes up with the idea that we create a bogus crypto coin and money launder the money through crypto. So these is the strengths that Braden has, like creating stuff like that. So then you had the Diana dynamic. Of course, she feeling some type with Effie and Tariq, and so the TA now. We've been seeing in the trailer that the TA pretty much is going to eventually knock Diana down, but he seems suspect. Like he can be a he's put in that position for a reason to spy and get close to Diana because he taking liking to her, and because the way she felt about Tariq and she wanted to do her own thing and expand, she would be open and vulnerable. So nevertheless, he tells her he Googled her dad and found out the information. She pretty much told him, you could have just asked me, you ain't have to go do that. Now Kane shows up at the school. He showed up at the school because Obi put a picture of Diana, Braden's family, mom and dad, and a picture of Tariq's grandma, basically showing them, I know who y'all personal people are, and if stuff go left, we're gonna hurt your family. Now Kane pretty much told Diana, listen, I don't want to see you working at the bookstore here, take this money. She took the money. Now from there, Effie went and asked her, when she go to the Ivy League making her drops, her person that she knew on their campus pretty much said, you didn't stop shopping on Stanford yet? She's like, no. She said, I hope it's not over Tariq. So she was kind of hesitant to ask Tariq, doesn't want to go against the grain. So she pretty much said, asked Tariq, he was like, well, she knows she want to make extra money. So Tariq was like, all right, it's hot on here, but I guess if you got to make extra money, go ahead. So that gave her the green light now. She's using the old lockers that they were using for course correct. Meanwhile, you see when she came down from there, Diana was watching her, and Diana pretty much approached Effie about Tariq. And Effie pretty was like, listen, I'm not trying to fight over no dude. I was telling you the truth about Tariq. He's good for me, but he really not good for you. He ain't do nothing but hurt you. But me and him, we just got a thing. So it ain't no need for us to fight over no man. And so Diana agreed, and basically Effie was like, yo, how about we could use you on campus. Diana said, no, I'm out this business, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to sell no drugs. So she stepped, and when Kane and everybody went to go set up the Russian Connect that was selling to the Costellos, Braden was shook. Tariq and Effie said, we'll be here for you the whole way. So, of course, Braden approached the Russian, froze, Gary get jammed up. Tariq had to go into action. And then Tariq just, you know, he's a straight killer now. So he'd kill somebody with ease. Killed a Russian with no problem. And they were all three of them, Effie, Tariq, and Braden all ran off. They dipped into a restaurant. Tariq started speaking another language, showing once again his skill set and saying this at the restaurant. He pretty much telling Effie and Braden, listen, we're family, we all got our strengths, and that's just not Braden's strength to kill or whatever. So even Tariq said when he said, why did Kane call you to kill the Russian? Why he ain't call me? You ain't never killed nobody before. But Kane doesn't think that way. So it's showing foreshadowing. So Tariq pretty much is like, man, we're family. We gotta have each other's back. Trust is everything. So we all know that Braden, and if he got a secret, Braden said, excuse me for a moment. So he texted Kane and said it's done. But he went in, he was having a panic attack. So he had to calm himself down or whatever. But it's going to be a problem that Braden did that because he not a killer. Meanwhile, Tariq and Effie's talking, and Tariq is pretty much saying, like, talking about their future together, that we could be a better version of my mom and dad. And Effie's feeling them, but Effie got dark secrets. So they kissed, went about their business. So now the meeting comes for the Costellos and Kane, Drew, and his dad. And they pretty much told Kane, well, it's funny that you coming up offering us a deal after our supplier was killed. And he said, well, Kane said, for what I heard, it was a white boy, so we ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, the Costello said, no, it was somebody looking like you. And so now Kane knows it had to be Tariq, and Braden didn't do the kill. So nevertheless, they eventually, one of the Costello brothers didn't want to be down and disagreed with it. Lorenzo jumped in and pretty much said, your father, Frank Costello, would have wanted us to join forces and be a family. So Lorenzo saved that deal, and they thought about it. And so from there, Kane was like, yeah, that was a nice move that you pulled, but I need something extra. Sell some more weight, and gave Lorenzo the bag. Now Lorenzo is just going along with it because he knows Kane has what he has over him. And Lorenzo takes the bag, goes to Diana's school. She in there with the TA. And that's the second time a family member came while he was around, and basically telling Diana it's a family business. So he tells Diana he pretty much need her to sell some weight at the school. Going against what she came there for. She didn't want to be part of that. Now you have Monet and Detective Whitman showed up to her bar, first harassing her, so she got Davis put a harassment clause in there. He showed up in the office, and they pretty much had a conversation. And Monet got upset, and she started relaying some information. Now he told what he thought. He thought that really Zeke's death came from a mistaken Diana identity for Mecca. However, Monet said, why you ain't check the guap? Now, what she did, over talking, going to get him to surface and start investigating the guaps, and going to find out one of the guaps is dead. So, see how that go. Now, in return, that kind of messes with the RICO case that Jenny and Blanco Rodriguez has. So they pretty much got him off the case and got him suspended. From there, you had Tate who was the new teacher that took Carrie's place. Tate met her for dinner, and they was about to kiss, or they did kiss. And Blanca and Jenny showed up, pretty much asking Tate for information. He pretty much said, they asked him about Tariq. He said, well, Tariq asked me for an intern. I turned him down. He's now working for the Weston Holdings, and y'all know who Weston Holdings is. Weston Kid is the one who said he was selling drugs. So basically telling them, y'all looking my way to harass me. Y'all need to go look over in that direction. So Tate doesn't mind throwing anybody on the bus, under the bus, to keep the tension off himself. Um, that's pretty much the bulk of the episode. So it shows towards the end. It shows Kane requested for Braden to come. Oh yeah, so I left out two parts. So one, Sax went to go see Theo. Now the actor, we all know Redman was playing Redman, and the artist, rap artist, was playing Theo, which was Davis's brother. But now they switched the actor up. So he's visited by Sax, and Sax is revealing, well, the suspect was identified to be like 6'3", 6'4". Sax could automatically see that was Davis. And then Theo said, I'm going to talk to my brother about this, that you came by. So that already let Sax know, hey, who his brother was. Sax approached Davis. Davis didn't deny nothing. He said that was his brother. And then Sax started thinking of the ways they could get off the case. And now it's going to be, well, is Sax going to follow through? Because Sax did see Monet, Tariq, and Davis all talking in the office, and he took a picture of it. So it's connecting the dots that Tariq and Monet with the Rico case have a connection. Fast forward, Braden is asked to meet up with Kane. Kane shows up on the back room, put a gun to his head, pretty much like, hey, I know you didn't kill the Russian. Who did? And pretty much Braden's like, it don't matter as long as it got done. And he was like, is that girl Lauren dead? And Braden pretty much said, you know she did. You see the car accident on the news? He said, yeah. So he pretty much said, like, you owe me a kill, and I'm going to cash in on that kill. You lucky I'm being generous. And pretty much told Braden, get out of the way. So you're looking at Braden right now, and it's like, you wonder where his character is going. We always think, like, who's going to be Braden's first kill. And I don't even think Braden going to get a kill, period. Because I don't think he got it in him, the way his character is written. So after they met up, Kane jumped on the phone to call Effie and told her they need to talk. So that's gonna be interesting to see what that phone call is about. Overall, it was a decent episode. The story is going a bunch of different ways. It's gonna be interesting to see how it all connects towards the end. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.